Ugh. Ugh. Just kidding. That was me not too long ago. Southern Cheddarhead here. How's everyone doing today? What I want to make a video about today is some lifestyle changes that makes a big difference for me. There's a lot of fads out there, fad diets and special workouts and supplements that make you lose 40 pounds in 3 weeks, all this yada yada stuff. What has made the biggest impact on my mobility and mental clarity and physical ability are just a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you today about. One of them is an adaptogenic herb used by the Soviets and now Russians for their training, their athletes. This is rhodiola 500 milligram. It's an adaptogenic herb, kind of like ashwagandha, but way better. What it does is it makes effort a lot more effortless. Like, for instance, doing pull-ups. Very difficult to do unless you're accustomed to doing them, especially when you're well over the 200-pound plus range. You get into 250, 255, whatever. It's pretty difficult, even assisted, to do a pull-up. But after a couple of weeks of taking this once a day, I did have about 50 pounds of assistance, but I went from being able to do half of one pull-up unassisted to 5 or 6 with 50 pounds of assistance, and it's just a whole different ball game. That, and I've started carnivore diet, and want to talk about watching inflammation just fall off. You know, I was already kind of predisposed to having a lot of inflammation from having a thoracic and lumbar fusion, so it makes bending a little bit difficult. And I dealt with inflammation, I don't know, most of my life, at least half of my life. And mental fog and everything. It's like 43 years old feels like this. I feel like I'm 90. I got to do some things different. So I'm working my way up to carnivore lion diet, which is all meat, butter, maybe some salt. If you do decide to go that way, the benefits are amazing. You might get the keto flu. They call it the keto flu for about a week. You'll be in the bathroom, maybe quite a lot, depending on how much sugar and carbs you're accustomed to eating regularly. You'll feel pretty sluggish and mentally incompetent for a little bit. It does get better, and especially if you know to increase your electrolytes and your fats, and you got to kind of force yourself to eat more because you know, it's a lot easier to want to eat a bunch of carbs instead of eating a bunch of meat. So there's that. But I tell you, night and day difference with the carnivore diet, the rhodiola, the changing how I weight train and work out instead of all the power moves and all the, you know, barbell squats, heavy squats, bench presses, all the things that make your joints ache. The whole point is longevity and mobility and your ability to do things easier and feel powerful. Feel like when you're done working out, you can still do things. You're not shot. Uh, you're not worthless after 4 hours of the day, you know, just mentally and physically. Especially if you eat, then you don't feel like you're going to fall asleep or need to for a period of time. I mean, there's a lot of changes, and this is the beginning of mine. So, kind of documenting this on my channel, how this goes, and I already feel night and day difference. I can't even imagine what this is going to be like 2 weeks down the road, a month down the road, 6 months. I'm super excited. You know, I feel like my best is yet to come, and these are the things that work for me. So maybe they'll work for you too. And I've got no horse in the race. I'm not trying to sell anything to anyone. I just want people to have a better quality of life, and that's what I'm after myself. So stay along for my journey. Thanks for stopping by. Southern Cheddarhead out.